Hey up lads and lasses, Damphyre here, back again with some more Infinite Lagrange. As mentioned in the previous video, I was going to take a look at the Strix, so here we are, jumping straight into the Strix. So, the Strix is one of the ships that I slept on a little bit, and through some buffs and patches and stuff, it actually became pretty decent. So it was very good. Way back in the early day, you'd have this attacking frigates, destroyers, and it'd rip them apart, and no one really had. Then, you know, Mistrals and stuff came out, and this thing just got absolutely slaughtered. And at some point, I'm not even sure when, there was some kind of stealth patch, and this thing actually does pretty decent anti-air now. And that is how I set it up. I don't set this up to do ship damage, albeit, bear this in mind, when the entire air is gone from your opponent, this thing starts bringing in some decent damage at the same time. So, in the role of anti-air, I like to jump into the weapon system here first, where I'm going to be picking up the increasing the hit rate against fighters and corvettes first. What you're going to make sure is you ignore the... is it the rapid fire? No. There is something here where it targets... there is rapid fire. Prioritize attacks on frigates and destroyers. Don't pick this up. It is actually really good, but in my situation where I'm missing Mistral still, I kind of need this in a position where it's actually doing anti-air damage just to supplement my Spore and my T-800, because like I said, don't have Mistrals. I've got Sandrakes though, so I can run Sandrakes as well. But you kind of want this in a position where it's actually doing the anti-air as well first, before hitting the frigates and destroyers, which is a shame because the rapid fire on this is actually pretty decent. With the reduced attack duration by 50%, it's really nice. Increases cooldown by 30% every 45 seconds for 35 seconds. So it's like a pretty active strategy as well. But yeah, you kind of like in a position where you kind of need this hitting fighters, corvettes, in my opinion. To do so, like I said, pick up the hit rate first. It's going to help you out tremendously. Picking up cooldown, I then pick up the second hit rate here as well, and then I pick up an extra cooldown. That's how I open this up every single time, is I always pick up the hit rate, cooldown, hit rate, cooldown. It just seems to give me like a nice balance between DPM and making sure the shots hit. There is an argument for going hit rate into double cooldown as well, so bear that in mind. After that, I pick up the pulse cannon damage. There is an option here to go for crit damage, but like I mentioned on the Vetus, it hasn't got the crit modifier, so I find this thing doesn't crit too often at all. So my recommendation is the damage, just give it a, you know, flat damage buff. It's not going to get much. As you can see here, I'm at 156, and I've picked up both of the damage, so that's a 20% increase of damage. But, you know, it's not bad. And I haven't upgraded this by an extra 30% yet because I've been trying to get Mistral in the research agreement. So I spent all of my, you know, weapon upgrade stuff on trying to skip the first couple of days of research agreement shenanigans. So, yeah. It does bring it into a nice position. After that, highly recommend going into Propulsion system. It has one of the evasions, so I do like picking up here. And you can get a further hit rate increase as well. Highly recommend picking that up. I would then follow up by picking up the target selection time here. I want this in a position of a screen-ish, but not too much of a screen. Like I was saying earlier, where I'm staggering my target selection times. In my Vetus video, this is one where I will pick up the target selection time to stagger this ahead of the Vetus speeds as an example, and then I'll even have, you know, the Spore even further ahead of this, or I can have it behind, and then I'll have like Balancer Andersons out ahead of this. So yeah, be aware that picking up target selection time might put it too far on the front, and it might just get wiped out really early. At the same time, if you can balance it, picking up the target selection time is going to help you out a bit here. After that, the armor system, there isn't really much here because the short-range coating, there isn't much in the way of air that actually uses missiles and torps to attack, bar I think the Sandrake does. I guess to an extent the Newland, but you don't really see it, so I don't really worry about this. So for those 3 slots, I'll be just picking up the triple HP mod to keep this thing out and nice and healthy. So yeah, quite liking these little fight videos because they're quite quick to get in, record and out for you all. So yeah, I might try and get an extra one done today as well. And then you get 3 videos today. I know I said I was going to do that last weekend, but busy weekend. So yeah, Strix, fantastic little ship. Again, I suggest using it for the anti-air role. However, it has the ability where you would drop the weapon system hit rate against fighters and corvettes, and then pick up the prioritized attack on frigates and destroyers if you do want it attacking frigates and destroyers. And again, they are currently meta, so there is an argument to running that style if you can bring in enough anti-air from other sources. Say, you know, you have Mistral, Sandrake, Spore, T-800, you may consider at that point going into prioritizing frigate destroyer. However, I'd still probably run it as anti-air, because the more anti-air you have, the better, right? The faster you can knock their air out, less damage you're going to be taking, less losses you're going to be taking on your aircraft, and then this thing will be attacking, you know, frigates, destroyers. Anyway, yeah, it'll be missing the nice little buff that the strategy gives, but oh well. At least I'm not dying to Vetus Bs and Mistrals and all that lot. So, there you go. The Strix, great little fighter. So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.